So again, welcome ladies to the Delta Zeta Psi Sorority Incorporated Fall Interest Meeting. Again, my name is Katina Williams. I am the newest member to DZP. I crossed in fall of 2024. Just a couple of housekeeping that we're going to go through really quickly. If you have any questions, please try to hold them until the end. If you're not sure if you're going to remember what the question is, I definitely encourage you to write it down and also take any notes that you may want to take. As I stated before, this will be posted on our website and so forth. So you'll be able to go back and review it. So with that being said, this is our fall interest meeting. And on your screen, you're seeing a QR code. If you will, go ahead, take a moment, just scan that QR code. That's going to be a way for us to keep in contact with you, to touch bases with you and so forth. And then in the link, also, it'll also, in the code, I'm sorry, also it'll have our link to everything. So while you're scanning that, a couple of things that we're going to discuss will be what is a non-collegiate sorority, definitely talk about Delta Zeta Psi. We're going to go over our mission and our vision, your expectations and the commitment, the application process, and then the financial aspect of the sorority. And then last but not least, we'll close out with any questions that you ladies may have. All right. So welcome into the sisterhood. Our sisterhood is rooted in unity, respect, and giving back. We empower women to grow, serve, and succeed together. So about Delta Zeta Psi Sorority Incorporated. Before I dive into that, I always like to give the why. And the why for me, why I wanted to join this sorority is because I'm a girl's girl. I love sisterhood. I love bonding. I love just being around women who can teach me to be a better me. No matter how old we become, we can always still learn something new about each other. And I always think that that's super important. Not to mention, I'm originally from New York, so I don't have any immediate family. So this circle of sisters have become my family. Many of them who are younger than me still talk to me and say, hey, chill out a little bit. You got a little extra. So, and I love that because that to me says that you love on me in a way that I need it to be, and you're loving me in a way to show me direction. So, going into who Delta Zeta Psi Sorority Incorporated, who we are. So, Delta Zeta Psi Incorporated was founded on June 9th, 2022, as a nonprofit, non-collegiate sisterhood for women who wanted more than just a social club and more than just a surface level sisterhood. We were built from a visionary woman, the one who is ready to lead, serve, grow, and heal with other powerful women by her side. Unlike collegiate sororities, DZP creates space for women to thrive in a sisterhood without having a degree. Our core values: sisterhood, build bonds on loyalty, love, and support; service, impact community outreach; self-love, encouraging mental, emotional, and spiritual growth for women who felt overlooked or out of place elsewhere. DZP is a true home for our new sisters. So again, if you're looking for that bond, that relationship, this is definitely a wonderful place to be. Going further into a little bit more about our history, the legacy of the 22 Pearls. What began with a bold vision has grown into a movement. Delta Zeta Psi honors its roots through 22 symbolic pearls representing founders, our visionaries, the co-founders, our leaders, the pillars, purpose protectors, and co-pillars, structured builders. Each pearl reflects the strength, heart, and leadership of women who shaped this sisterhood into what it is today. Together, they've led a foundation that continues to grow through empowerment events, mentorship, service, and chapter expansion. We're not just honoring tradition, we're building a legacy brick by brick, pearl by pearl, and you have the chance to be a part of the next chapter.
So, ladies, what you just learned about our history? I am Kadisha Pierce. I am the founder and president of Delta Zeta Psi Sorority Incorporated. We wanted to build something for women that didn't have the opportunity to may not have gotten a 4-year college degree or have not wanted didn't want to be a part of D9. So we wanted to make a space for us women to be able to have that same lifelong sisterhood, that same camaraderie, and that same network of women where you have that safe space where you can come in and say, you know what, I might not know what it is I want to do in this world today. I could be 40, 50, 60 years old, but I'm still missing something. And when you come into this organization, you might be like, girl, I can't help you with that. But just coming in with that open heart and that open mind and say, you know what, let's do it. It's something that we can do for ourselves. So one of our S's is self-love. And it's just about getting out of that everyday life where we're saying, oh, I have to do this way, that way. But saying, you know what, let me go with my sorors and they're going to have me doing something that I'm not used to, but I'm having fun while I'm doing it. And I'm getting to be myself while I'm there. And that's that self love because as women, we constantly put everybody else first and we always put ourselves last. And so here we're about focusing on what can we do for ourselves so we can put ourselves first so that we can have that fun and get out of that day to day of taking care of everybody else. You go to work, you come home, you take care of your family, you take care of your household, you're taking care of all of those things, but you always forget about yourself. And so that's what Delta Zeta Psi is here for, is us building that self-awareness. And the legacy of our 22 pearls are women that started just like you. They're starting with, okay, I'm going to join this organization. So what am I joining? But once they get in and they loving what they're doing, they're now introduced to, you're telling me I can be a co-pillar of something that you already started, but you're bringing in that extra piece that was missing from the very beginning. We are 3 years old. We're very, very young organization, but these ladies that have came in help build the structure of this organization. And when you come in and you help build that structure of our organization, when it says brick by brick, pearl by pearl, that is exactly what we're doing here. The lady that is speaking, our soror, Tina Williams, is she just crossed over, but she crossed over and we waited for her for a long time, a very long time. Yes, but she finally joined us, and when she did, she said, "I'm not in Georgia anymore." So she said, "I'm in Texas," and I said, "Girl, come on." So now she is starting our Texas chapter, so she's a part of our legacy and what we're building here. So it may not be something that you're used to or something that you be like, I'm scared, I'm scared. We got your back. We have not let her fall on her face and we are taking it slow. We're walking it slow. But we're still sisters and we're here. And that's the part of building starting with a young organization and building that legacy. And I just wanted to take the time to come in and talk to y'all about that tonight. So I'm going to pass it back off to you, Katina.
Thank you. And again, that is Madam President. Um, I love her to life. She has been such a support system, a beacon, everything. And that's exactly what you're going to receive when you come over here. So I'm ready for the next slide when you are. All right. So we're going to go ahead and touch on the chapters and the expectations. So as Madam President has explained, we are fairly new. However, we have grown. So even though I crossed in Atlanta, I am a part of the Alpha chapter. So we have the Alpha chapter, we have the Beta chapter, which is in Philadelphia. We have the Gamma chapter, they are in South Fulton, and we have the Delta chapter, which they are in Cobb County. All of them amazing ladies. I love them all to life as well. So from the single spark to a growing flame, DZP is expanding. Delta Zeta Psi started as one powerful vision and has grown into a movement. Our chapters are led by women committed to building legacy, community, and connections in other cities. Expansion is ongoing, I'm sorry. We welcome visionary women to start new chapters and join growing teams in their areas. No chapter nearby, no problem. We will find a place for you. We will help you create one, and the movement begins with you. So, as Madam President indicated, I am here in Houston, Texas, but I do come home to Atlanta often. So, I am on my journey to starting our Houston chapter out here, which we will be able to go live the spring of 2026. So, I'm super excited. So a lot of people ask, well, what exactly is a non-collegiate? And it is as simple as it sounds, which means that we are not affiliated with any colleges or universities. So that means if you do go to any Ivy League schools, HBCUs, you won't find us there. However, we do reach out to people who are on college campuses like Georgia State or Gwinnett, because there are many women who do want to belong in a sisterhood. They just don't like the large groups. Specifying it to the Divine Nine, many women feel a little bit intimidated by some of them, and they still want something that they can call and be a part of, but they don't like the mass of it. So the non-collegiate side of it is what we represent. You do not have to be in college. You don't have to attend college. You don't even have to have completely graduated to become a part of this sisterhood. I want to touch on our mission. And this is really important in totality of who we are, and more importantly to me. So our sole mission is to bring together women who aspire to make a difference in our communities, create a professional environment, for business women, and promote self-love. Our sisterhood helps to build, encourage, and support relationships with individuals with the same mindset. So, just to break that down a little bit more, we are a true sisterhood. We act like sisters. There are days we don't get along, but we are adult enough to sit and speak to each other and truly have a safe, vulnerable space. That is something that our founders pride on. They hold you accountable to that, because there are days where you're just going to be like, I ain't like the way you said that, or I'm not feeling that. But we give you the space to speak your truth. So with that mission statement, it is important that we hear you, we love on you, and we see you. This sorority, you will be seen, okay? Our vision: grow our sisterhood into an organization consisting of successful, powerful, hardworking, and passionate women to be pillars in our community through volunteer work, our leadership abilities, offer a solid foundation for young women to follow, our positive examples of empowering all women. We want you to be great. We're going to make sure you are great. Even if you're great now, you're going to continue to thrive in your greatness. That is who we are. Now, the opportunity when joining a new sorority. As I already stated, I just crossed in 2024, the fall of 2024, and I have been given the torch to start my own out here in Texas. So the advantages of joining a new sorority offer a unique and fulfilling experience unlike any other. You become part of building something meaningful from the ground up, leaving your mark on its legacy. Here are a few of the key advantages: leadership opportunities, strong sisterhood bonds, room for growth, foundational impact, and creative drives. The MIP commitment. Now, MIP pretty much stands for a member intake process, okay? Your membership in Delta Zeta Psi Sorority Incorporated begins with a structured intake process that spans a little over 8 weeks. During this time, you will be expected to learn, retain, and apply a great deal of information from our history and values of our mission, structure, and standards. Though we are a newer organization, we are deeply rooted in purpose and have a rich foundation that every member must understand and carry forward. This process won't be a walk in the park, and I giggle because it wasn't. It was fun, but it was a lot to remember. But if you've ever dreamed of being a part of a sisterhood, this is simply the necessary hurdle on your journey to a lifelong connection and impact. Joining Delta Zeta Psi Sorority Incorporated means more than just wearing our letters, okay? It means making a commitment to growth, service, and sisterhood. Our members are expected to be active participants in meetings, community service, and bonding experiences to build the heart of our organization. Now, just to touch a little bit over what you'll be doing in your 8 weeks. While our 8-week training program introduces you to the foundation of DZP, your commitment expands far beyond it. True sisterhood is built over time through shared effort, support, and presence, not just in the beginning, but throughout your journey. So even after you have crossed, even while you're online, you are going to bond with your line sisters. I am a line of 6. I'm the tail, and we talk every day in our group chat. Sometimes we just be talking about nothing. It'll just be some random stuff. But through that 8 weeks, all of my line sisters live in different cities. I have one that lives in Philly. I have one that lives in Tennessee. I have one that lives in South Georgia, and the other 2 live in Atlanta. But you wouldn't think that we miss a beat or that we're in the same city, same area, because we talk often. And that is the type of connection that you're going to get when you join into this sorority. Madam President even texts me about 3-4 times a day. So she does. Okay, a space for every woman. We've created this space especially for women 21 and older who want to be a part of something meaningful. No matter your age or background, if you have the heart to serve and the idea to grow, there is room for you in this sisterhood. Now, the expectations and the commitments, okay? So you've done the first part, which is you've attended our interest meeting for the fall. A willingness to complete the application process, of course. So you will have a background check. You're going to go through the actual pledging process. So as I stated before, even though we are a non-collegiate, we still do the same practices and procedures as a Divine Nine, minus the hazing. There's no hazing over here at all. You will pay all of your dues and fees, and we will have another soror who will actually go over that with you and what that entails. Always be an advocate for the organization. Once you become a member of DZP, protect that like you protect your own name. This is who you are. So we don't do any of that shade. We're not going to down anyone else. We don't have shaded chants. We don't do any of that. We are women of structure, of standards. So we want you to carry that same way. Attend sorority functions. And even though you're going to be a part of the Alpha chapter, it doesn't mean that you can't attend something that the Delta chapter may have going on or the Gamma chapter may have going on. You can still go over there and support your sisters as well. We encourage that. We want that. She must always carry herself with respect. Many of us, we are women of certain ages, so we already know what that means. There's just certain things we just don't do and we won't do. Okay. You must not be a member of any other non-collegiate sororities. Now, we are not oblivious to other non-collegiate sororities out in Atlanta. There are quite a few. If you are active, and active doesn't mean necessarily you're doing things with them. But if you are on their roll and you have not said, hey, this is not for me, I no longer want to be here, you are considered an active member of that other non-collegiate sorority. You cannot be active, okay? A willingness to serve the community through community service. Once again, we are a community service-based sorority, so we are out there touching on the people, loving on the people. Committed to meeting 2 to 3 days per week during your initial pledging process. So during your intake process time, you will have class, you will have meetings. We do check in on you to see how you're going, to making sure that you're understanding the material and just to get to know you, because we're not here to collect numbers. We are here to recruit and build valuable, outstanding women. New members are not permitted to discuss Delta Zeta Psi with anyone other than current sorors or new members. So while you are online, you cannot be posting any pictures. You cannot be talking to anybody else about it other than us who have already crossed into this sisterhood and who you are online with. The Alpha expectations. So as I briefly explained, you are going to be online for 8 weeks. The first 7 of those will be you learning about the sorority. You're going to learn our song. You're going to learn our do's and don'ts. You're going to learn a lot of things in those 7 weeks. You're also going to be required to bond with your line sisters. There's going to be some trivials where we're going to ask you questions that you should know about your line, okay? The 8th week, well, that's when we bring you out. That's when your whole family can know what you have been doing and why you're, well, I can't attend that between this time to this time because you're going to be in class with us. So on your 8th week, that's when you can invite your family and your friends, and they can see what you've been working on for these last 7 weeks. While you are online, you are going to have class 2 to 3 days a week. You're going to have your meet and greet because we want you to meet your line sisters. You will have homework assignments. It is important that we understand and we know that you are retaining the information. You're also going to do team building exercises. That's what I was explaining. We'll give you pop quizzes to see what you know about your ACE, what you know about your quad, so on and so forth. And then the last thing will be time committed to learning the knowledge and the routines. For your probate show, I'm just going to give you a little insight. Madam President, she's extra. So she will have you doing some very wonderful things, but we
Don't
want to
scare
make sure that
people.
you're having fun.
Don't scare nobody.
We're not scaring you. She's extra.
Not that extra.
And then for our online members, it'll be the same thing, except you will have everything done virtually. So you will be required to log in at a specified time on specified days to do your virtual learning. You'll have your virtual meet and greet. Your homework assignments, we're still going to do things that will be fun. Now, the only slightest difference will be that you will have to travel to Atlanta because you are joining the Alpha chapter and we are based in Atlanta. So you will have to travel the last week of your intake process while you're online. You will have to come to Atlanta. Now, just to give you a quick recap, the whole membership intake process will be the first part you ladies have already done, which is you've joined the interest meeting just to see what we're about and hear what we're about. Next, we'll just need you to go ahead, submit your application. Once we received it, there's a team that will review it. Once they have reviewed it, they will send you a invite for a interview. In that invite, it'll give you the instructions of, how you have to come dressed and so on and so forth. And then once they finish the interview, I want to say within a week or so, you will get a letter that will let you know what the next course of action will be. Now I'm going to pass this part over to my soror, which is Miss Teresa, and she's going to go over the financial aspect of the sorority.
Good evening, ladies, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to have you interested in Delta Zeta Psi. It's an awesome sorority. For our application and financials, the application fee for the Alpha Chapter application deadline is August 1. Is it August? Yes. The first deposit is $275 on August 22nd. The final payment of $275 is due in September 5th. Our annual dues are $300 per year, and they're due on April 1 of the following year. All payments are non-refundable. And our Alpha Chapter meet and greet will be September 14th of this year. And the first day of the Alpha Chapter fall line is September 28th, 2025. The application fee, as I've already stated, the travel expenses are not covered in these fees. Travel to the Atlanta area, nor the meals. The online chapter meet and greet will be on the 13th of September, and the first day of the online chapter fall line is September 27th, and all those payments are also non-refundable. And to apply for DZP, you can scan here or visit our website. And then the password is Fall 2025 Soror. Click on the membership application and enter the password to the membership. To the application. And you can also visit us on IG and Facebook.
Make sure you don't share the password with anyone, only because you want them to sit through this long presentation as well. Because if they sign up for something and they didn't sit through it and they have all these questions, then we're looking like you sat through the presentation, so you know what's next, you know what's coming. So we want them to know all this information, and sit down and see and make sure that they know that this is what they want. So you can send them. We're gonna post this on the internet if you have someone that want to join as well, and they'll be able to watch this and go through the same process that y'all went through. Do anyone have any questions?
Hi, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that this is non-collegiate, but if you do have a college degree, like can you not join or?
No, you sure can. You have to have some type of schooling to be a part of this. I have an associate's degree. I am still in school right now to get my bachelor's degree. So you can have a degree. We have a few ladies in our organization that have master degrees. So you can still have a degree to be a part of this.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
You're
We
welcome.
also have women who are business owners as well. So you're not exempt from. Only thing you can't have is a criminal background. That you cannot have. Yeah, that we not subscribing to that. We'll love on you, but this is not for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I found Miss Harper.
Yeah, I think she's
I
on
think
mute.
yeah.
Ms. Harper, you're on mute.
Okay,
She just.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, absolutely. I am actually at the end of my career, and I'm semi-retired. So I'm just wondering, is there a age range? I did hear you say that you had to be what, 21 and over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So you do have older women in your group.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we do.
We have more older women. We have more wisdom than we have younger in this organization. But we are open to everyone.
Understand. Okay. I'm just
As
checking.
long we just know that we take everybody at what they can do. So your probate, you're going to be out there and you're going to do a routine. But we will, if we have people with bad backs or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
as long as you can retain the knowledge, we don't have a book of 300 pages, but it is a pretty lengthy book that you do have to come in and learn. But other than that, yeah, we have a lot of wisdom in our organization.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have one last question I wanted to ask now. Is this organization in what city? I was going to ask what city. I know it's in the state of Georgia, but is it in
Mhm.
Atlanta, Gwinnett, or what? I'm sorry.
Gwinnett.
Okay.
So the Alpha chapter is, so we're online right now. We're doing the Alpha chapter and then we're doing the online chapter, which is Epsilon. Our Atlanta Alpha chapter is in Gwinnett County. We're based out of Snellville.
Okay.
And then the online is what I run at this moment. So I do both of them, the Alpha chapter and the online chapter. So we're both in Atlanta, in the Gwinnett area.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking you, or maybe you can or can't answer this, what is your enrollment at this time?
We have over 35 women in our organization.
Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we started out very, very small. We're still small. We're a very small, growing organization. What I didn't want to do was rush into it and have a lot of women in this organization that didn't have the structure. So with starting it, this is new. Non-collegiate has been around for a while. Non-collegiate actually started before D9s had started, but it kind of went away for years and years, and then they started bringing it back in around 2009. And I didn't even know non-collegiate existed until we started with this. So I didn't want to do us any disservice by not having my own knowledge. So we are taking it really, really slow, and we started with one chapter, and we started with the Alpha chapter here in Snellville. And I have had everybody ask me from different cities about, are we there? And I didn't want to expand that wide, and we didn't have really the bones. And so it took us 3 years to actually get the structure that we needed to be able to expand the organization. So now that's why we created the online chapter, so that we could start reaching more cities and more people, because we didn't really know how to grow at the beginning. Our ladies in the beta chapter, she flew here every week so that she could start her chapter in Philly. Um, and that
Wow.
wasn't her plan when she started, but she was just going to join our organization and fly out when she could. But when she got here, we was like, oh no, honey, you could start it in Philly. But she flew in. She did not miss a week of class. She was here every week. She studied while she was at the airport. So when she came to class, she knew all her materials. She went home. She continued to have her book with her, and kept learning. And they still fly now. She has a chapter now. It's about 12 ladies in the beta chapter that's in Philly, and they fly here for the events that we have. When we have Founders Day, we had a gala last year. We having a Christmas party. Everything is centered here because of this is our headquarters. This is where we started, and so they fly here for a lot of things. So we took that recipe that we use for her, so that we can start expanding to more chapters.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I did say that was the last one. Uh,
You
but because this is non-collegiate, what is the other than the collegiate uh I guess deltas right now they're in Boulay, right? In Washington DC. Um what is the difference other than non-collegiate?
So with D9s, they have been around for many, many years. And so they have a lot of rules. They have a lot of, you can't do this, you can't do
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
non-collegiate, we're not on campus, so we're not tied to a college. And so our rules are a lot different. So there's things that we can do that D9 possibly cannot do. If you ever watch the movie, sometimes you'll know that they are D9, but they can't really use their name on TV because D9 have it to where um, they letters can't be shown. With us, we want our letters to be shown. We want people to know who we are. So there's a lot of difference when it comes to the rules. But with this organization, with Delta Zeta Psi, I mimic a lot of what we are to the D9s. There's some things that we took out that a lot of people don't want to be associated with D9s, but for the most part, I didn't want D9s looking at our organization and being like, oh, they need to go somewhere. But the love and the support that we have gotten so far from D9 has been open arms. Like our last probate, the one Katina was a part of, we actually have a lady from a Sigma Gamma Rho in the audience and came up to me and said, thank you, and I truly enjoyed your show. And I was like, wow, and they've been around for many years, and she's seen what we were doing and how we were sticking with the tradition of what a sorority is.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
That's it. Do anybody else have any questions? And if you don't have any questions, you can reach out to us if you think of something between now and tomorrow or whenever. You reach out to info@deltazetapsi.com, and I run that email address, so I will respond back within 24 hours. Um, Usually it's right away, but it depends on what I'm doing at the moment. It might take me a little time, but it won't be more than 24 hours. So you can reach out to us if you have any questions. Okay.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
All right.
Okay,
Have a good
same to
night.
you all. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.